You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We have a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. But before we get into our intriguing content today, please join me in welcoming our featured guest. It's been a while.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, Taylor Wilson.
It's great to be back. It's been a while.
Been a while. And I always chuckle because when I see people smile when they hear that intro music, I know that they're maybe not quite as old as me, but they're close.
I knew who it was.
The young people, none of the young people don't know it, Taylor. I mean, it's kind of funny. But let me remind you, if you ever have any more finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. And you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are operators standing by.
Quiet, numbskulls. I'm broadcasting.
Well, I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan, a plan to save you money. I personally work with you, even if you don't have any needs today. Save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And it would not be a day on Ron Siegel Radio if we didn't start off with a celebration. And there's always something cool to celebrate in this world. Now, it's fun because the team looks at these list of celebrations, finds out what they think is cool, and I look at them, and being that I'm old, but Chip and Dip Day, I like that one. Maybe we get a little guacamole. Yeah, they got the guacamole in there and everything. Now, you're down there at the beach, Taylor, so there's a couple places not far from your office that have some good chip and dip.
Darn right they do.
Yeah, and then I don't know what else you do besides the chip and dip, but that's a different subject. Melba Toast Day. Have you ever had Melba Toast? Have you ever tasted Melba? I'm not sure there's much taste in Melba Toast. Tamale Day. I'm not a big fan of tamales. I know my wife loves the tamales. But we will celebrate that one just for those who do like your tamale guy.
Christmas time.
They do have that sweet one that they make at Christmas time, right?
Yeah.
Puppy Day. Near Miss Day. I wonder what Near Miss Day is. I might get in trouble if I even looked at Near Miss Day, but each day many of us face a near miss here and there. March 23rd commemorates the day the entire Earth faced a near miss when a massive android. Okay. Well, does insurance cover androids? No cover. No Android insurance. Okay. Let's move on. Let's see what the markets are doing. Dow Jones Industrial Average now down 266 points. The S&P 500 down 15. NASDAQ up 29. Oil up $2.70 a barrel. Should we look? Okay, I like pain. Lori, you're our tremendous underwriter. Lori's in Louisiana, $4.04 a gallon of gasoline. Jody, she's the queen for our team here. She takes care of production. Arizona, on the loan side. Josh does production on the radio side. Arizona, $4.63. Josh, we may have to go to Arizona to get gas. $5.15 for Josh out there in Vegas, although I did pay $5.89 last week, so I must have been at the wrong station. They have that. Here I'm used to going to Costco. You get gas at Costco?
I've seen the line and the Fullerton deal, and it is every time I go, it's at 10 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock. It is at least 100 cars.
Yeah, but they move quick. 5 o'clock though, you get a line, huh?
Oh, it's insane.
So I go to your Belinda usually early morning before the store opens. There's not much of a line, or right around the dinner hour. right? 5, 6 o'clock. Of course, I eat from 5 till 6, but that's a different story. But right around the dinner hour in Yorba Linda, you can actually get in there pretty quick. There's a lot of cars there pretty quick, but I think there's, 18 pumps. I went to a gas station, right around Vegas it was probably the northern end of the strip area there. I think they had 4 pumps. I'm going, what the heck do you do with 4 pumps? That's like a waste of time. And the line was all the way out the street. So maybe you don't get gas at Costco in Nevada. I don't know. But $5.16 a gallon here in California. I got a bad feeling about this one. I know that we might have trouble here. But $5.88 a gallon. Ow! $5.88. Now I did look the other day. Los Angeles, you were a bit higher than that. Orange, we're at $5.98, and Los Angeles $6.02. Thank goodness my cars won't make it to Los Angeles. Bad news. Moving right along, let's see what else is going on in the world today. So we talked about the markets. Anatoly Chubais. I didn't know anybody was allowed to resign in Russia, but this guy did resign and left. I guess the only way you resign in Russia is you leave. Either get out of town or toes up. Either way, you can make your own choice. Moving right along. Hey, look at this one. This is interesting. At least to me, it was interesting. So have you heard that the President Biden, in part of the sanctions against Russia, they've seized yachts and planes and buildings and homes of some of the oligarchs? Well, obviously, somebody leaked that out to President Putin, and he moved his yacht into Russian waters, into a Russian port. Surprise, surprise, he did that before the war started. But think about this one. This is a fascinating story. These yachts that were seized, who's maintaining them? Right? The funds have been locked up from the Russian oligarchs. Who's maintaining the yachts? I don't want to get a tin cup out for these guys, but who's maintaining those? I just throw that out there and let you see for yourself. Tesla got their first place in Europe. Elon Musk hit the dance floor as his company held a grand opening of its first European manufacturing hub near Berlin, Germany. That's an interesting one. Moving right along, billionaire philanthropist donated $436 million to home building, a nonprofit Habitat for Humanity. Now, my son went and helped build a house on Habitat for Humanity. $436 million. Yeah, you don't need that much for those houses. I think you'd probably build a city for $436 million. Have you ever seen what they've done with those, Taylor?
Oh, yeah. It's amazing.
Pretty amazing, right? I mean, in a weekend, they built a whole house. Now, it's not a house like what we have here in the U.S., but it was pretty fascinating what they did in this for this family. And my son happened to be the oldest of the young people there that was giving away the house. So he got to give the keys to Papa.
Oh, nice.
Right? No, the floor was still dirt. Just the size of a garage is a 2-bedroom house. Put the walls up, put a roof on there, and that's what they call a house. So you talk about $436 million. Ooh, you're going to get a lot. I mean, a couple bags of cement, I think, is what they had there, and some brick. It's modern, very, very modern. Not modern by U.S. standards, but I guess modern is not the right word. Minimal. Now, you're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. Talking about maybe Newport Beach, one of my favorite places. So we're going to talk to Taylor. His office is right down there in Newport Beach, maybe overlooking the water. We'll chat with him about insurance. I don't know if they're going to insure these yachts for these oligarchs. That's probably a problem. But maybe your yacht, maybe they'll take care of that, or your house. We'll talk about that. Spring presents sellers with a golden opportunity. We've got that one to chat about. And how to audit your own credit report, all that and more. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you missed any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. Let's see. We've got the Mortgage Minute today, brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Dow Jones now down 318 points. The NASDAQ is down 31, almost 32 points. We'll look over and see what the S&P 500 is doing right now, down 17. 10-year Treasury down 1. Mortgage-backed securities, finally, they're up 9 basis points. That means interest rates are, 4.712. That is, now remember, I'm going to share this with you. This is from OBMMI. They provide the most comprehensive, accurate, timely, and interactive analysis of pricing ever conducted in the mortgage industry. Every morning, we get a report on what the prior day loans were locked at, not just what the markets are telling you. So whatever you're hearing on the radio and you're hearing on commercials and the news, wherever you're getting it, if they didn't tell you that the 30-year conforming home loan rate, 4.712, ask them where they're getting their data. Ours comes from OBMMI. They have a 35% market share of all mortgage transactions nationwide. So that's what loans locked at yesterday, 4.712. 15-year, 3.752. Jumbos, 4.28. Notice a jumbo loan is lower interest rate than the 30-year conforming loan. FHA loans, 4.657 is what they locked at yesterday. Great information, but why is that happening? What's going on? What's causing the markets to do what they're doing? Well, MBA released their mortgage application data for the week, showing purchase application volume fell 1.5% and is down 12% year over year because cash buyers make up 25% of all transactions. Big increase compared to last year. Purchase volume is really down closer to about 9%, mainly because there's nothing to buy. Interest rates reported at 4.5%, which is 114 basis points, or 1 1/8 higher than they were this time last year. Refinances fell by 14%. New home sales measures signed contracts on new homes down 2% in February at a 772,000 unit annualized pace. Year over year sales down 6%. The median home price came in at $400,600. That's a national number. We've told you before, right here in the formerly Golden State, that Orange County median home price for Orange County, California, staggering numbers, but we're going to tell it to you anyway. Hard to believe that it's a median. That means half the homes are above it, half the homes are below. $1,016,097 median home price for Orange County, California. That's according to data that we get from MBS Highway. I think it actually comes from Black Knight, but that's $1,016,097. Here's the number that I like to share all the time because we've been seeing what's been the dramatic increases in real estate values in Orange County. If you're thinking about making a decision based on appreciation, here's the number that you should think about. 5.32%. Why do I use 5.32%? That is the average annual appreciation dating back 62 years. So if you use a 62-year average, probably a good indicator of what may happen in the future. No guarantees on Ron Siegel Radio. That's the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the program and the product. You just need to make the call. 800 306 1990, 800 306 1990. Taylor Williams, private client. Easy for me to say. There's never been that many W's in anything in the world.
Exactly.
So tell us about Williams Private Client. What do you guys do?
Well, we're a full service brokerage. We have a large and small commercial and a personal lines division that does.
Okay, you got to back up. I'm a simple guy.
I'm sorry.
Full service brokerage.
Yes, we have a large commercial.
Is that insurance? Is it real estate?
Yes, all insurance.
All insurance.
Yeah,
Okay.
All property and casualty insurance.
Yeah, you love the name Williams Private Client, but it doesn't tell me it's insurance. I just says I have to know you.
No, that's okay.
Okay, so you're doing all that stuff.
Yeah, large, small commercial, and then personal insurance with the home, auto, umbrellas, yachts.
Yachts in the bit.
Yachts in the big.
Well, now I know why you're in right there on Coast Highway. So
Yep.
you can see, you can make sure you're watching all the yachts that you're insuring.
There's plenty of them out there.
It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it's actually a nice location.
I would have trouble getting any work done, I think.
Uh,
I mean, there's a lot, the view and the water. Are you on the water?
Yeah, well, it's we are.
Okay. Okay. So what do we need to know about private client? So here's the question. I mean, I know a lot of folks that go and they get their insurance. I help them all the time getting insurance or recommend them to insurance people.
Sure.
And we've got a lot of first-time home buyers. Is that your specialty? You're doing more of the higher end stuff.
Well, we
right?
do everything.
Oh, okay.
First-time home buyers work with a lot of lenders, a lot of escrow, a lot of obviously real estate agents. Because insurance right now it's hard to find.
Is it really?
It is. With the stuff that's been going on with the wildfires the last 4 or 5 years in California, it's tightened up the market, and there's a lot of the agents and the lenders are starting to feel the heat of
no pun intended.
Yeah, exactly. Of the when they're getting ready to close, they don't think insurance is an issue, and then they get ready to close, and then their agent, whoever they're with, can't do it. Now they're in a scramble, and we're finding.
We just had that yesterday.
Did you? No. Just
yesterday. I mean, I don't want to say anything about the company that starts off the alphabet with 3 letters, right? I don't want to say the name, right? But 11th hour and got a quote from them. Oh, by the way, we can't bind this property.
Exactly.
You gotta watch out for that. It's a big issue.
It's a big issue. In fact, I'm trying to let lenders and agents know that if you're listing a property, talk to your agent and see if this home is insurable for the new buyer. Because if the home is currently with the current company for the seller, doesn't mean when they sell the home that company is going to stay on that policy for the new buyer.
Sure.
So that's what so I
think it was you that might have told me about the Shady Canyon property.
Yes.
A few years back, right?
Mhm.
$25 million cash purchase, but the insurance was going to be $300,000 a year or something.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. In fact,
Are they insuring in there now?
They are, but the premiums, I mean, the amount of 6-figure insurance premiums we're seeing right now I've never seen it before in 17 years in my business.
Wow.
I mean, we had it back in the day, but I mean, even to step back into like the middle market stuff, someone that's paying, $2,000-$3,000 a year for homeowners insurance, it's probably going to be 8 now.
2 to 8.
2 to 8, depending on where they live, and depending on, if the company's going to keep them, if they're going to increase their rates, or if they're just going to straight drop them. And then if they drop them, then they have to come to us, and we have to find, a solution. And it's usually 2, 3, 4 times more than what they're currently paying.
So it's not only sticker shock at the gas pump, but sticker shock on the insurance.
Exactly.
Now, if I call you for a policy from that car named insurance company, and I call another guy for the same company, same coverage, is it going to be the same price?
No.
Or no?
No, depending on everyone has their their base rates, and it's just
Every company does, or every brokerage?
Every company has their rates, and it depends on where the home is, whether they're going to insure it, and if it's in a kind of a brushy or an area where it's high brush, then it's going to be a lot more to insure.
Interesting. I always wondered why if you're going to XYZ company, if you go to two different brokers, you can get a different rate from XYZ from each broker. Just, it's just my lack of knowledge, I guess, is the bottom line.
And, some brokers are going to, have different, coverages that they're going to insure it at. Some are going to be higher, some are going to be lower. So, and then different deductibles. So there's many different factors that go into that. It's just finding someone that actually kind of knows what they're doing, because these days throwing all the home information into a rating system and getting a rate and binding something very quick is over. Unless, very few very few leads and, that come in are easy to place. It's not common.
So what is it? What should we be thinking of as far as a time frame to get a quote or a binder?
Very good question. Right now we're talking at least a week.
Wow.
Just to get probably quotes. Like I said, I can get a quote today or tomorrow. It just depends. But I'm letting lenders and agents know it's a week. Now, when you get into the higher value stuff, we just wrote a policy up in Malibu that took about 2 months to underwrite.
2 months.
Yeah, the premium was over $260,000, in premium. So
wow.
And it was a big property up in Malibu.
Guess you're not doing a 30-day escrow on that one.
So it just depends.
So you have to basically get out there and start getting the quotes before you do anything else.
That's what I'm saying. I'm telling these agents at 30 days, 30-day minimum.
Wow, that's amazing. That takes longer than it does me to do a loan. Our team to do a loan, not me, but our team. But we're going to continue our conversation with Taylor Wilson, Williams Private Client. When we come back, we're going to continue that conversation. This spring presents sellers with a golden opportunity, how to audit your own credit report step by step, all that and more. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, the real-time real estate segment being brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Visit rshomescout.com, rshomescout.com. Find out everything you want to know about your property. Yes, there is a tab right on there that'll give you 3 or 4 different valuation services say your property's valued at. Even the big company, starts with a Z, we don't mention their name, that generally has the values incorrect, but we put it on there because we know you're going there anyway, so we want to make sure and make it easy for you, so that we've got theirs on there as well as 3 others. You can also, no advertising, you can shop for a home. A lot of great stuff right there. Put in your parameters of what you want, and it'll give you some options right there. It's rshomescout.com. This spring presents sellers with a golden opportunity. If you're thinking of selling your house this year, timing is crucial. After all, you want to balance getting the most out of the sale of your current home and making the best investment when you buy your next one. If that's the case, you should know You may be able to get the best of both worlds today. Here are 4 reasons why this spring may be your golden window of opportunity. Number 1, the number of homes on the market is still low. That means purchasers are eagerly waiting for your house. Number 2, your equity is growing in record amounts. Number 3, mortgage rates are increasing. Number 4, when home prices are climbing too, the home prices are climbing. Home prices have been skyrocketing. That's a surprise for everybody, right? What does that mean for you if you're selling so you can move into the home of your dreams or downsize into something that better suits your current needs? You have an opportunity to get ahead of the curve by leveraging your growing equity and purchasing your next home before prices climb higher. And once you make your purchase decision, you can find peace of mind in knowing ongoing home price appreciation is growing the value of your new investment. Bottom line, if you want to win when you sell and when you buy, this spring could be your golden opportunity. And hey, don't forget, either way, if you're looking to buy or sell, we have released our newest versions, the Spring Home Buyer's Guide and the Spring Home Seller's Guide. Get your copies free. You know that I'm a simple guy. All you have to do is go to rsrhbg.com, rsrhbg.com, get the buyer's guide. You can go to rsrhsg to get our spring seller's guide, rsrhsg for the spring seller's guide. Totally free. That is the real-time real estate segment brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Visit rsrhomedigest.com, rsrhomescout.com. It's going to take me a while to get the new sponsor in here, rsrhomescout.com. So chatting this morning, Taylor Wilson is with us, Williams private client, been coming in and visiting us on Ron Siegel Radio for many years. And, the first several years that you came on, all we talked about was high net worth homes and whatnot. Now you're doing some of everything.
We do it. Yeah. We do the middle market stuff up into, the 40 or $50 million homes.
There's no low market in California.
There's not. How long actually has the median price been over $1 million now? Is that
just a couple months?
Just a couple months.
Yes.
So I was like wondering when that was going to hit.
Yeah. So the question I'm going to pose to you, Taylor,
Sure,
is, now we've got this where property prices are appreciating. The last 2 years, the property prices have appreciated about 30% combined. What does that mean in terms of our insurance coverage?
Well, the insurance has gone up. The cost of construction's gone up for rebuilds. It's astronomical. So, policies we wrote for someone 2-3 years ago, their home might be underinsured already because of, what's been going on. So that's why we do those, the annual reviews and to make sure that, the coverage is adequate, because last thing we want to do is, have a total loss and the client's underinsured by $500,000 because we didn't do our job. But to get back, the cost of the home doesn't really affect the insurance because, it's just we're just, insuring for the replacement cost of the rebuild of the home.
Gotcha. Okay.
But like I said, everything's going up.
So
premiums.
So the fact that the value, the resale value has gone up so much, okay, yay or nay, may or may not be important. But the fact that lumber's gone up so much, that's going to be where the important part is.
Correct. And, and we're finding out, had an instance down in Laguna last week of a historical home that we tried to insure. And we actually found him a solution. We didn't have a solution. We found him a solution, but he didn't want to pay the premium. So so he pulled out of the house. So you're talking a $16 million home where he didn't want it. Now we had to refer it out, but I don't know what that premium was, but pulled out of a home because the insurance was too high. So
$16 million wasn't bad for the property, but I don't want to pay for insurance.
Exactly.
Now think about the other side of that. What if you paid, $16 million? People are putting a large chunk of their own money into that, right? If you're doing a $16 million property,
and there was a loan involved.
There was a loan,
Yeah.
okay.
So they had to have the insurance to close.
So but what if you decide that you pay cash and you don't insure it?
Well,
right? That's even worse.
A lot of people are self-insuring right now. They're either pulling out of buying the home, or they're buying the home cash, getting my quote, and the quote's astronomical, and then they're saying, okay, we're just going to self-insure. And then that's where that's going. So there's a lot of that going around. People are either pulling out and I'm getting yelled at,
Okay.
or they're paying cash, and
That's
choosing
self-insurance
self-insured.
though. Think about that side of it, right? I mean, so just a guess, that 16 million that you're talking about, what was the square footage of that property? Just a guess,
It was
ballpark.
5,600.
5,600, and you're probably talking, so 5,600 square feet is, and probably in that area, you're $800 to $1,000 a foot for
about
building.
5 or 6 million rebuild.
5 or 6 million.
Yeah,
to
on a,
rebuild.
5 or 6 million, especially on this was an historical home, so it was a little bit different, but it's still it is what it is.
Wow. So we know a little bit about, insuring a property. Now, you said you guys also insure yachts.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that. I'm intrigued because I've never, I've been on a couple yachts, but I don't, I've never tried to insure one. So is it the same process?
No, I mean, the yacht, that's a whole different, ball of wax. There's
Not going to be any yachts in high brush areas.
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
no, I mean, there's, not everyone does that. There's, a few companies that do, that do boat policies and jet skis. But then there's a few that do the yachts and the mega yachts. And it's just, that all depends on the size, the value.
Size matters.
Yeah, size does matter. And the value and where it's being navigated.
Okay.
Because people, I know back in the day, in order to go to Hawaii, if you wanted to take your yacht to Hawaii, one of the companies wouldn't allow it if it was less than 120 feet.
Wow, less than 120
So they
feet.
couldn't drive, they couldn't charter it over there. It had to be 120 feet or more. So yeah, there's a lot of different stipulations that go into yacht insurance, but it's a very exclusive market. We have good companies that do it, good underwriting, and there's plenty of bit because
do you have anytime you need somebody to go and do inspections for you?
I do.
I volunteer.
Well,
I probably don't know what I'm doing, but
bring you along.
There you go. That must be pretty interesting.
Yeah, in fact, certain things, whether it's a client that's got a nice home, or if it's a yacht that we will go on inspections and go out and meet the client.
Public service.
Exactly.
Yeah, somebody's got to do it, Taylor. So you're going to go out there, and
it's a hard job.
It's a hard job.
Yeah.
There you go. Now, is it beneficial, being that sounds really specialized? So would you have a home insurance, business insurance, and yacht insurance with 3 separate companies, or they all want to be the same?
Well, usually on something like that, with the high value, we can all put all that together, because they'll do their collector cars, they'll do the high value cars, they'll do the yacht, they'll do the high umbrella, they'll do the high value home. So they'll do all that. Now, sometimes you might not be able to put everything together, so you might have to, mix and match and put things different places, but we try to package everything together, and usually the insurance companies want everything, under one deal, so they can kind of manage it and kind of, know,
It's not he said, she said, or
Exactly.
This is his problem and that's my problem, especially if you had an umbrella, right?
Exactly.
So if you have your yacht in one company or your boat in one company and your home in another company, and the umbrella is with a third company, they're saying, well, it's not mine.
And what happens there, the agent's got to be on top of it, because you got to make sure there's no gaps in coverage.
What is it? Give me an idea of what would be a gap in coverage?
Well, there might be some liability that is on the auto or the yacht that might not match what the umbrella wants. So, or especially on the even on the auto, there might just be some different things that could come up, and you just don't know about, and they forget to tell you, and then there's a loss. And then there's like, oh, why didn't you tell me that? Or we didn't tell you that. So when you get into the higher value counts, there's just a lot more that goes into the day-to-day, because you got to make sure that, you're doing your job, making sure, all your T's are crossed, I's are dotted, and, making sure that there's, nothing to get through.
One more reason you need professional guidance Now, you're not going to go online and go to cheapoinsurance.com, if there even is such a thing, to figure this out, because you may not get the coverage that you need. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. More with Taylor Wilson, Williams Private Client, and we will also chat about how to audit your own credit report step by step. All that and more. You can reach me anytime off air, number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Your Credit Matters segment today being brought to you by CreditSanitizer.com. You have a credit report, it's wrong. What are you doing about it? Credit Sanitizer has a solution. How to audit your own credit report step by step. Keeping your credit report error-free is key to keeping an eye on your finances and catching warning signs of fraud. Your credit information gives lenders an idea of how responsible you are, and errors can paint you unfavorably. That said, we should all be more vigilant about monitoring our credit data. To start, grab a copy of your credit reports to get a detailed look at your credit history. The big three credit bureaus, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, are offering free weekly credit reports through annualcreditreport.com until April 20th, 2022. After that date, you can still access your free credit reports once each year. Lenders may check any or all of your reports with the three credit bureaus, so it's important to review each of them carefully. I've told you this before. I only use myfico.com, myfico.com. I have that on my phone. It tells me, monitors my wife and my credit. I get a email from her, or a text message from him every time it changes. I do it a little overboard, I guess a lot of people would say, because I can't report it to you from an educational standpoint if I'm not watching it myself. Review your personal information. Your personal information identifies who you are, where you've lived, and where you work. Review these details to verify your name, birthday, current and previous addresses, Social Security number, and employment information. Personal information does not impact your FICO score, so they say, but these details help creditors verify your identity and protect you from fraud. My name changes every couple of months on my FICO report, and I have seen a 9-point change when my name changes. I'm just throwing that out there for you. They say it doesn't affect it, but I've watched it change. How do you change your name? Well, my middle name is Ivan. First two letters of Ivan are IV. I've had some companies that change my name to Ronald Siegel IV, being the fourth. Well, I'm not the fourth. I look like four people, but I'm not the fourth, right? So when I call and I write them and I tell them, hey, you got this wrong, they change it back, score goes up. Then the company reports again. I've told the company over and over again, my name is not the fourth. They don't get it. Your credit cards, loans, and other accounts make up the bulk of your credit report information. Read through each account, checking for the smallest errors. A few things to pay attention to. Date opened, account number, payment history, credit limits, account status, past due amount, account holder status, for example, co-signed or authorized user, paid, canceled, or discharged. Here's the issue. Nothing has to be on your credit report. Everything that is on your credit report must be complete, accurate, and verifiable. So when they just put part of your account number on there, that's not complete. So it could be removed for that if you needed it to be. If you have accounts in forbearance or you're on a debt management plan with a consumer credit counseling agency, make sure your account status and payment history are reported accurately. Make sure the accounts are all yours. Accounts that don't belong to you could be the result of a simple clerical error or identity fraud. Or sometimes rogue collection agencies place accounts on credit reports in an attempt to collect payment. Clerical errors and invalid collections can be resolved with a credit report dispute. With identity fraud, you'll need to file an identity theft affidavit before sending a dispute to have these accounts permanently blocked from your credit report. Review inquiries. Each time a company accesses your credit report to pre-screen you, opt out prescreen.com, opt out prescreen.com if you don't want those things done. Inquiries you don't recognize could be a sign of identity theft. Outdated information. Most negative information can only be reported for 7 years. The exception is Chapter 7 bankruptcy, which can report for 10 years, and inquiries, which were reported for 2 years. Negative information will generally drop off your credit report when it's time. But make a note to any accounts still being reported. I've seen many, many errors due to bankruptcy. Handling credit report errors. If you find mistakes on your credit report, you can write to the bureaus to have them corrected. Send the letter, return receipt requested with a copy of your Social Security number, your Social Security card, driver's license, and a utility bill. That way they know that it is you who's making the claim. That's the Your Credit Matters segment brought to you by creditsanitizer.com. You have a credit report. It is wrong. What are you doing about it? And being that we're talking about it, how about a free book? rsrcreditbook.com, rsrcreditbook.com. You can get a copy of our latest book on your FICO scores. rsrcreditbook.com. Go there. It is compliments, a gift from Ron Siegel Radio. Continue our conversation. Taylor Wilson is with us. We are do insurance companies check credit reports?
Not in California, but outside.
Not in California.
States, yeah.
Okay, so in some states you can look at that also.
Some states, I don't know. I mean, yeah, we'll have to get a Social Security number before we run quotes.
Do they do like a fraud guard or background check?
They just want to. They just want to make sure that. I just want to see their financials, just to kind of see where they're at. Because it will affect the insurance premium if they have a high or a low insurance score.
Okay.
So we in California, it hasn't been like that for years.
So what's the biggest issues in Southern California right now? I know from time to time it's fire, and other times I hear there's big issues with water.
It's fire.
Fire is
fire.
biggest.
I mean, it's just because of we actually had a webinar with Chubb actually yesterday.
That's an insurance company.
Yeah, Chubb Insurance.
Well, you're talking about me again.
And we saw the numbers of the last 4 years and how much in the billions of dollars, how much loss that there was, with all the catastrophes, not just California, but, all over the United States with the fires, with the storms, I mean, everything. So that's why all these premiums have, jumped up, because the last 4 or 5 years has just been hellacious.
They get a big fire, and then all of a sudden you get one of those, what do they call it? A tropical river go through and get massive rain.
I mean, in Colorado, they had that fire, I think it was New Year's Eve, last year, in December, so, and there's a while, and then it snowed, but I mean, that's what's going on. It just hasn't stopped with the losses. So that's what's, and a lot of companies,
Anaheim Hills, it used to be you couldn't even get insurance. Has that changed now?
It's pretty, it's getting hard. Yorba Linda.
Okay.
Certain areas. I mean, if you really think about it, there's not really a city in Orange County that doesn't have some sort of brush exposure. It's just the way.
Downtown Santa Ana. Wow, it's amazing. So fire is the big problem all over.
All over, especially California. Now, outside of California, we don't have those issues other than, where some of the fires have been burning outside, in Colorado and, others in certain states. But that's the biggest issue. In fact, we're trying to do a lot of business outside of California.
Isn't everybody?
To get, because it's just so hard to write business. Like I said, we can get stuff done. It's just going to come at a premium and it's going to take a while.
And are the consumers willing to pay the price to get that coverage?
That's $1 million question.
And you don't have a choice, right? If you're getting a loan on your home, you got to have insurance.
Exactly. And, I even, if we can't get something done, I think I've told you in the past, my dad's still a State Farm agent. We'll refer some stuff over there. Just to help the client out, because, if I'm charging if I'm coming out of premium 15,000 and they're coming up at 6 or 7, then, we'll help them out, to see if we can get the done.
And that's why we have you on the show, is because we want people that are coming on here to take care of the consumer rather than take care of enough consumers. You get
it'll come back, and
Good karma.
And a lot of the clients appreciate it.
That's the bottom line right there, especially if you're dealing with, in your case, I mean, you've always talked about the high net worth individuals has been your focus, right? I mean, you're branching out, but if you can help them, they've got friends.
100, yeah, definitely. People talk, and that we wrote that one up in Malibu, and everyone on the street is getting non-renewed by their carriers. So we helped one person out on that street. Next thing you know, now we're getting neighbors calls, but after writing that big one on that street, now it's just a little bit hard. So it's just
now. Do insurance companies want multiple properties in some of these areas, or do they limit how many properties they'll take?
Well, that's the problem. Like you mentioned Shady Canyon earlier, there's some streets there that some insurance companies might, if there's say 40 homes on the street, they might have 15.
Wow.
Or
a lot of exposure
or maybe
to one area.
half the homes. So if a fire does go through there and hits, I mean, it's huge. And those homes aren't small.
Right.
So
yeah, there's no first time homeowners.
Same thing with Newport Coast and all these other areas, even up in LA and Malibu, and so the companies are so saturated, and that's why they're getting off risks. Is and they're some of these people have full accounts with these with these companies, and all of a sudden they have a home that's in a brush area, and then they non-renew them, and then that's when we're having trouble finding even insurance for that one home that's been with the company for like, say, 15 years.
Well, that's got to be frustrating for a homeowner too. I've been paying my premium for 15 years.
And with no losses.
No losses.
And then you get non-renewed.
Yeah, that's got to be
it's
pretty frustrating. So do you go to them with a replacement solution, or are you going to them and saying, okay, we got do they know about it before you do, or do you find out about it ahead of time?
They usually know about it because they'll get the letter in the mail. But the problem is sometimes, the companies aren't getting these letters out to them in time. So it's if they're getting a letter saying, hey, your coverage is expiring in 30 days, like I told you earlier, it's going to take me maybe 30 days to get that underwritten. So, and we have it all the time. I'll get a call today and they want to quote on, Friday for, a $20 million home.
Of course we do.
Exactly.
Everybody wants everything yesterday, right?
And, we can somewhat do that, but there's, reality of that it's just going to take a little time.
We're in an immediate gratification society.
I'm your best friend on certain days.
There you go. Great information. If you want to talk to Taylor Wilson, Williams private client, give us a call at 800-306-1990. Happy to put you in touch. And as always, we ask you, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to Josh and Sean who are engineering us today. And of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.